The year was 1982, a time when the video game industry was an unstoppable force. Little did we know, only a year later it would suffer an almost complete collapse. Hi, I'm Dylan, and on today's episode of the Unlicensed History of Nintendo, we're going to take a look at the video game boom of the 70s, Nintendo's part in that, and what the hell happened in 1983. Way back in 1973, Nintendo released their first arcade game, the Laser Clay Shooting System. It only featured moderate success because of a problem. The 1973 oil crisis, coupled with a recession in Japan, left Nintendo 5 billion yen in debt. But they didn't give up. In 1974, Nintendo released a smaller, cheaper version of the Laser Clay Shooting System that was a huge success and helped them to get out of debt. They also stopped manufacturing toys altogether, as the high oil prices made toys too expensive to make. They also received the rights to market the Magnavox Odyssey in Japan. Nintendo then released one of the most popular arcade games to date, which serves as a backdrop for scenes in Back to the Future Parts 2 and 3, Wild Gunman. After the Magnavox Odyssey became a huge hit, electrical engineer Nolan Bushnell had an idea to make an arcade version of the Odyssey's tennis game. So he founded a company and he made the game, which he called Pong. He called the company Atari. It was the first widely successful video game, earning the company $35 to $40 per day, which was absurd for coin-based machines. So in 1975, they created the first building block that would cause the near collapse of the entire video game industry when they released the first in-home Pong console. Coleco, the leather company, wanted to bank off of the success of home Pong, and did so by releasing the Coleco Telstar series of consoles, all different variants of Pong between 1976 and 1978. Coleco, much like Atari, would owe its downfall to the video game crash of 1983. In 1977, Nintendo joined forces with Mitsubishi and got special permission from Magnavox to create their own Pong clone console. On June 1st, 1977, the Color TV Game 6, which featured 6 variants of Pong, was born. It retailed for 9,800 yen, cheaper than its competitors. A week later, Nintendo released the TV Game 15 for 15,000 yen, which featured 15 games, although only 6 were playable upon release. The third unit in the series, the TV Game Racing 112, was released on June 8th, 1978, originally marketing for 18,000 yen. It was dropped down to 12,000 yen to be competitive. It was later sold at a price of 5,000 yen. It came with a detachable racing wheel and featured 112 different combinations of a single racing game. Now enter Shigeru Miyamoto, an up-and-coming planning apprentice. In 1977, Shigeru's dad got him an interview with Hiroshi Yamauchi. Shigeru helped with the art for a game called Sheriff, which came out in 1979. It might look familiar to you. In 1980, Nintendo made another game called Radar Scope, but it wasn't as popular as Sheriff. Nintendo was having a hard time making money in North America, and Radar Scope not selling well was putting them in trouble again. Yamauchi asked Miyamoto to turn the unused Radar Scope games into a new arcade game. Miyamoto thought he was just asked because no one else was free. Gunpei Yokoi was put in charge of this project. Miyamoto tried out a lot of different story ideas, but finally decided on a love triangle inspired by Popeye, Bluto, and Olive Oyl. Nintendo even tried unsuccessfully to get the rights to a Popeye video game. He also got a lot of ideas from King Kong and Beauty and the Beast. Since Miyamoto was better at designing than fixing things, Yokoi helped him with some technical parts of the game, making it like Sheriff. Finally, they came up with a game about a carpenter who has to climb up ladders and walk on seesaws to save a princess kidnapped by an ape. Nintendo of America was unsure about creating a new video game. They were used to making shooting games, but they decided to give it a try anyway. All that was left to do was to come up with the names for the characters. They named the damsel in distress Pauline, after the wife of one of the workers at Nintendo's warehouse in Redmond, Washington. The hero of the game was originally called Jumpman, but was later named Mario after the owner of the warehouse. The game was finally released in Japan on July 9th, 1981, and North America 3 weeks later. It was a huge hit and was later released on other consoles such as the Atari 2600, the ColecoVision, and Nintendo's Game & Watch. One day, Gunpei Yokoi was riding a bullet train when he noticed a bored businessman playing with his watch. This gave him an idea, and on April 28th, 1980, the Game & Watch, the world's first handheld video game console, was born. Many games would be released for the Game & Watch, the most successful being Donkey Kong, of course. In 1977, many companies had gone out of business due to an oversaturation in the Pong market. There were too many Pong clones out there, and many companies could not compete in such an oversaturated market, especially one that would be dominated by Atari after their release of the Atari 2600. In 1982, the same problem that killed Pong clones was present in at-home video game consoles. With the Atari 2600, the Atari 5200, the ColecoVision, Odyssey, and Vectrex, there was once again an oversaturation in the market. This wasn't the only issue, however, as every console had its own set of games from its own publishers that were all console exclusives. Additionally, the spike in demand was overprojected. Goldman Sachs reported that in 1983, demand was up 100% from the year prior. However, manufacturing was up 175%. Home computers also became an unforeseen competitor to video games. These issues caused many companies like Magnavox to leave the industry, or some, most notably Atari, to collapse altogether. Don't click out of this video just yet. Did you know when Nintendo rose from the ashes of the video game crash in 1983, they revived the entire industry? We'll dive deeper into the incredible comeback in our next video. If you're eager to learn more about the video game crash in 1983, let me know in the comments below. Your support means everything to me, so thank you so much for watching. Remember to give this video a like, share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more thrilling content. Until next time, bye.